What a very warm welcome live from the Amex. It's the 132nd Sussex Senior Cup final. It's Bognor Regis Town versus Burgess Hill Town. Now, this competition between two teams from the Bostik Premier League with two contrasting fortunes this year. Bognor Regis Town will be disappointed, having flirted with the playoffs for much of the year, finishing mid-table in 14th, but that's better than Burgess Hill Town. They themselves relegated down to the Bostik South East Division in a season that's promised but disappointed, unfortunately for them. But they'll hope to end it on a high by lifting the famous old trophy here today. And just ahead of the game, let's run through the two teams, and we'll start with Bognor Regis Town, wearing their home strip of white shirts, green shorts and white socks. In goal for them, number 1 is Dan Lincoln. Number 2 is Joshua McCormick. Number 3, Ashton Lee. Number 4, Richard Gillett. Number 5, Chad Field. Number 6 is Keaton Wood. Number 7 is Captain Harvey White. Number 8 is Emmett Dunn. Number 9, Jimmy Wild. Number 10, Jimmy Mewett. And number 11, Bradley Lethbridge. The substitutes for Bognor Regis Town are Thomas Scott, Leon Maloney, Doug Tuck, Ollie Humphrey and Harley Bain. So for Burgess Hill Town, wearing their away kit of blue and black shirts, white shorts and black socks. In goal for them, number 1, Josh James. Number 2, Boris Kibier-Bono. Number 3, Tom Cadman. Number 4, Michael Wilson. Number 5, Charlie Bennett. Number 6, Talupa Jonah. Number 7, Joe Felix. Number 8, Pat Harding. Number 9, Ross Murdoch. Number 10, Captain Dan Beck. And number 11, Aaron Smith-Joseph. The substitutes for Burgess Hill Town: Josh Short, Farrell Ryder, Josh Tuck, Steve Sargent and Jack Mullerit. So as I said, this competition dates back to 1883, and that season Bognor Regis Town were just formed and Burgess Hill Town were barely a year old. But the following year, Burgess Hill Town won the first of 3 consecutive trophies, and that is the last time they've had their hands on the famous bowl. In contrast, Bognor Regis Town had to wait until 1955 to lift this trophy for the first time. But a most impressive run started in 1980 when they won this competition 5 years in a row, and that's still a record yet to be broken and doesn't look to be any time soon. They've won this competition 8 times in a couple of recent years. It's fair to say been dominated by the team that plays all of their home games here, Brighton Hove Albion. And it was actually Brighton Hove Albion who were beaten in the semi-final by Bognor Regis Town, somewhat of an upset, a 5-1 victory, which sees them take their place in this final. Speaking of upsets, it's been a story of upsets as well for Burgess Hill Town on their route through, and also a 2-1 victory against a full-strength team, Eastbourne Borough, in the semi-final. So 2 teams from the Bostik Premier League, as I said, playing out here today. And if you look at the history of the fixtures between these two, you'd have to say that Bognor Regis Town are the favourites. They've played twice this season. Most recently, back in January, Bognor run out 2-0 winners at Burgess Hill Town. 2 late goals, controversial penalty given 10 minutes from time, and 1 deep into added time put the gloss on that one. Both goals scored by Jimmy Mewett, who is leading the line for Bognor Regis today. And it doesn't get any better in the reverse fixture, also played on a Tuesday night, back on the 2nd of October. Bognor Regis Town ran out 8-0 winners that day. Scutt getting a hat-trick, he's on the bench, Thomas Scutt today. If you go back further, 4 previous occasions, just the solitary draw and 3 other wins for Bognor Regis Town, who very much have the upper hand in this fixture. So this is the night final to be played at the Amex Stadium. The very first game was delayed, pushed back to July of the, well, almost the start of the next season. The very first game played at this stadium. And a bit of a story for Gary Hart, who was the first player to score a goal, obviously ex-Albion player, ex-Albion legend. And he opened his accounts. He wasn't actually playing fully over at the time, called back to the team just to play that game and open the scoring in this famous stadium. Since then, 9 finals, 24 goals. And the last 2 victories, of course, by Brighton Hove Albion, who were looking for the treble. And they've won it 3 times in this stadium. White Hawk have won it at a couple. Peacehaven and Telscombe and Eastbourne Borough make up the numbers. But it's going to be Beck to get us underway as Burgess Hill Town will kick off from left to right. Plenty of fans in fine voice from both teams either side. A bit of jesting between the 2 sets of supporters as well. White Hawk, another famous Sussex club, going down with Burgess Hill Town. And they've been getting a few, well, joyous chants between the 2 sets of supporters. So we are finally underway. The referee, Stephen Hughes, gets us underway, and there's an early touch for Kipia Bono, and he's given the ball away. Bognor Regis on the attack, early doors, but a defending to do. Here's Lethbridge, he's a danger man, scored plenty of goals this season. And eventually he's been seen off by Charlie Bennett. And Kipia Bono heads that away. Smith-Joseph looking to assert himself in the game. He's a lively player. He can be a match winner on occasions. Scored a few spectacular goals this season. Burgess Hill Town looking to end this season, disappointing season, on a high. They'll look to regroup over the summer and lead a charge back up to the Bostik Premier League. Just the small banner of the challenge of Bognor Regis Town. Boos there for Richard Gillett from the Burgess Hill Fable. Long ball over the top, and that's the first touch for Josh James. Comfortably plucking that one in the air. Bognor Regis Town were one of the highest scorers in the division. Lethbridge, Scutt, Mewett, between them, scoring 60 goals, over 60 goals for the Rocks. It's the Rocks against the Hillians. Something's got to give. Lincoln bowls the ball out. Chad Fields gets a first touch. He's been almost never present in the team, but he's given the ball away. Here's Felix having a little run, getting into the area. Just cuts back, looking for support, gets it across just ahead of Joseph. McCormick will let that go out of play for a goal kick. Promising signs. Felix, recently added to the squad, youngster. Dynamic dribbler. So as I mentioned, Burgess Hill Town won this competition 3 times. Bognor Regis on the 8 occasions. Other notable trophies, they both lifted the RUR Cup, which is the probably second most prestigious cup. And there's a slip there at the back from Kipia Bono. Breaking into the area. There's the cross from Lethbridge, and turned away behind his own goal from Cadman, ex-Albion player. And an early corner for Bognor Regis Town. Inside 3 minutes. Jimmy Mewett over to take it. 4 white shirts hustling and bustling around the penalty spot, and that's where the ball's headed. It's too high though. Should be retrieved by Dunn. Ball square. Kept a lot of bodies forward. That's a clever ball. Here's Dunn with a chance. It's into the side netting. Clever reverse pass through. Dunn was in, but from close range, a tight angle, could only hit the side netting. Bognor Regis Town very much on top in the early stage of this one. Contest in the air over the head of Beck, and Lethbridge tries to fire one forward. Beck with a simple layoff on this occasion. Felix on the outside. Beck's made the run ahead of him. Felix brought down. There's a free kick. They've gone on with the game quickly. Wilson gives the ball away, gets it back though. Chips one over for Felix to run onto. Lee gets in there, and Gillett will calmly play the ball out. There's plenty of space now on the far side. Nice ball in behind. Races on. Cadman wins it, but in turn he's given it away. Round the keeper, it's just the opening goal. Surely it is Jimmy Wild. Opens the scoring for Bognor Regis Town. It was a mistake by Cadman. Didn't get enough on it to get it back to James. And Jimmy Wild, who's been a bit of a journeyman round Sussex, has opened the scoring in the Sussex Senior Cup final. It's Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 0. With just 4 minutes on the clock, and that's exactly the start that Bognor Regis Town and Jack Pearce, their manager, would have wanted. 30-odd years after winning this trophy as manager for the first time. They're on the way with Jimmy Wild. So that's all for Burgess Hill Town to do. Beck leads it back underway. Wilson, we'll see their response. There's a flick on. Beck trying to get behind, but Gillett shielded well that back line. Chadfield, as I said, pretty much never present all season. Missed a couple of cup games, but played every other one since. Smith-Joseph trying to make something happen and winning a throwing on that far side. Cadman comes up to take the throw. Wilson's in plenty of space in the middle of the park, and that's where the ball goes. And Bennett's made space at the back post. It's towards him. It's over his head. Felix packs it back across and turned away from his own 6-yard box, and Bognor Regis Town could be on the break. Lethbridge storming, still going. He's got away from Charlie Bennett. He gets a deep cross in. Oh, it's just too high. Harvey White was coming in. End-to-end stuff there. Just take a moment to catch our breath. Cadman up the line. Hasn't really stuck with Murdoch up top. He's giving chase now. Lincoln with a small problem to do, but dealt with it quite comfortably enough. Wilson with time to bring the ball down. He's got Cadman out on that far side. And every ball forwards is being gobbled up by Field at the moment. He's got Wood next to him in the heart of that Bognor Regis defence. And they were looking for almost a league challenge if you go back to Christmas time. Certainly a playoff challenge by Easter time, but they faded away in recent weeks. Maybe with this competition in mind. Plenty of space here for Aston Lee. Lethbridge makes the run in ahead. Kippy Abono slides across. Seven minutes gone. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 0. Jimmy Wild latching on to that soft back pass and rounding the keeper to open the scoring. The throw to contend with here. Dunn keeps it alive, does he? Woods, lovely little touch there from Lee, and then he gets the cross, and it's 2. It's just behind Wild, but still, this good save from James. Jimmy Mewett almost adding a second, and Smith-Joseph back in his own corner flag. Bognor Regis Town close to a second. Just went beyond the reach of Wild, but there was Mewett. Josh James with a fine save. And they keep the score to 1. Both sets of supporters in fine voice behind us. Or below us, I should say. Wilson will hook that one clear. And then Beck comes sliding in and then gets away from his man and tries to play one forward, but it went the wrong side of Merg. He was going right, the ball goes left. Bognor Regis Town with possession once more. And very much on top in the opening 10 minutes of this one. Little chip ball over the top. Wild's coming onto it. James comes out, reads the danger. That's his strength. And Lee puts the pressure on Felix. There's a little bit of afters there from Joe Felix. And Bennett clears the ball away. Could be an injury there. From sliding across. It was the goal scorer, Jimmy Wild. Threw himself at that one. A couple of the trainers down to check on him. He went flying into the side hoardings. So Bognor Regis Town temporarily down to 10 men. Kipe Bono plays a long ball forward. That's going to go all the way through to Dan Lincoln. It's pretty much been a bystander. It's just distracts for a moment. There's a little bit of action going on in the crowds, but that seems to have all been cleared up now. Bognor Regis Town have possession at the back. Woods back to Lincoln. Knocking the ball around at the back, comfortable, under no pressure. McCormick's allowed to carry it forward. Wild, had he maybe not been suffering the effects of that little knock into the hoardings, could have been in there. So Bognor Regis Town, with that early goal lead, they've got some way to go to match their record, which was a 24-0 victory against Littlehampton way back in 1914. Just to even the affair, their heaviest defeat 19-0 against Shoreham a little bit earlier in 1904. You don't get those scorelines nowadays though, do you? He says 11 minutes gone. 1-0 to Bognor Regis, and good pressure there from Smith-Joseph, almost forces the error. Lincoln just calmly takes control, pops one down the channel. That is flicked on to Smith-Joseph, and he can bring it down. Just a heavy touch though, just to allow Bennett to clear. Just apart from that Felix run, hasn't got going up top for Burgess Hill Town as yet. There's Harvey White, the captain, getting involved in the middle of the park, and very much playing a high line, Burgess Hill Town. Lethbridge could be in behind again. Just tried to flip it around, but no change there from Jonah. So thrown level with the penalty spots. Ashton Lee. Lethbridge pulls away. Takes a touch, then just delivers a low cross away by Kipe Bono. Bognor Regis Town knocking the ball around with ease. Here's McCormick. Lovely little flick ball through. Got to be careful at the back there. Just about did enough. And done better than that, almost played through a great ball to Murdoch. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 0. 13 minutes played. The Sussex Senior Cup final. And there's plenty of space here for Wild. And he's driving into the box. Low cross, didn't quite get enough on it. And Bennett to Felix. He's immediately under pressure, and they've given the ball away. Gillett picks the ball in the middle of the park. Little flick looking for Jimmy Wild, but he's just caught on his heels there. Mewett and Wild trying to link up. Wilson with space to turn and survey his options. Smith-Joseph. Well, that's where the ball was intended. Just sort of looking to get in behind. It's been frustrating for him so far. Gillett got that one wrong, but gets away with it. Dunn takes over. He's asking for options down the line. There wasn't any, so he's forced to come back. Just so calm and composed at the moment, and White plays a delightful ball to McCormick, and McCormick's charging through on goal. McCormick for two! Good save from Josh James. Cadman can carry the ball clear. And Bognor Regis Town are going in on the outside again and again. This time it was on that far side, Josh McCormick. And that's a second vital save for Josh James. And once again, he's kept it down to one. Wilson forward, flicked on by Harding. He's been on the periphery of this game so far. James will come out and mop that one up. You'll think they'll need to get him involved in the game. Experienced head, scored plenty of goals in his career for the Hillians. That ball forwards easily intercepted, and a clever run through. Mewett's in, he's onside, he's chipped the ball across, but there was no one in a white shirt up with him. I think he was expecting White to be up in the box with him. But another nervy moment for the Hillians. Sound about Bognor manager Jack Pearce. So it's 39 years since he first won this competition as manager. He's been involved in the club for many, many years, including that 33-match unbeaten run they had in this competition when they won it 5 years in a row. And their team are doing him proud here, and Lethbridge in behind again. Just pokes it out with his right foot, but they'll show too much to Beck. And once again, Murdoch's beaten to it in the air. Recent signing. Fields maybe taking a risk with a heavy pass back to Lincoln, but not too much to worry about if you're a Rooks fan so far. Nice from White, flicks it round the corner, plays it down the line to Wild. Jonah meets it. Smith-Joseph. So whenever he gets the ball, there's at least one white shirt around him. Mewett can turn. And Mewett's going to run and have a go. He's got Lethbridge trying to hold the line. He has kept himself onside. There's the cross. There's Wild. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He just got his feet all wrong in the crucial of moments. Came off his heel. And that is a gilt-edged chance, and that should have been 2-0. And he knows it. Slowly picking himself off the floor. Brilliant, quick first-time football again. Lovely ball across from Lethbridge. And Jimmy Wild really should have doubled his tally. Comes all the way back. It's James. Not much movement up top for Bredishill Town. It's gone towards Harding this time. Felix can't keep it in play. For Jimmy Wild, who was in his second spell with Bognor Regis Town. Re-signed from Moneyfields. earlier this season, and he's won his side a throw-in. Ashley Lee with the throw. He's running out of options. Beck strong. Gets it up to Felix, who has to concede the throw. Oh, Bognor Regis Town still 18 minutes gone. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 0. Wild, the goal scorer, in the box now, and there's a slide, and there was nowhere near the ball. Must have got the faint as a touch. Referee Stephen Hughes must have seen, but risky. It was Boris Kipier-Bono sliding in, taking a chance, and getting away with it. Kipier-Bono is Belgium origin. He's been with the club since November. There's a head injury there, is there? Yep. Emmett Dunn, the man that's down. It'll be good to continue. It's just a chance for Simon Wormel to gather the troops and try and get his team going in this cup final. It's been one-way traffic so far, and only one team likely to score. We are in May. You wouldn't necessarily call it a hot summer's day here at the Amex. The players taking the opportunity to have a water break. White's just having a word with Dan Beck. We'll restart with a drop ball after this this little break. So the Hillians manager Simon Wormel, ex-Tottenham Hotspur player, played famously with Paul Gascoigne once. Of course, he plied his trades with Brighton and Brentford, and played for a couple of local clubs, including Lewes. He was actually an England C international at one stage, and he took over back in November, replaced Gary Elphick, who left in what was a disastrous start to the season, in which the Hillians never really recovered. Smith Joseph, though, looking to lead a recovery in this cup final, the Sussex Senior Cup final. Beck, Burgess Hill Town, probably their longest sustained period of possession in the game. Kipier-Bono can bring the ball forward. In fact, chips one looking for Felix, and Ashley Lee was there again, and once more Lethbridge, good feet from him. Lovely first time ball for Dunn. Dunn, wow, just kept on side. Ball not far from getting through to him. Wilson gives away the free kick, and once again Bognor Regis Town with the opportunity to put the ball into the box. Taking it quickly. Mewett to White. White's made a good run down the channel. Beck was following him all the way though. Chip ball through. Wild stepped. He stayed on side. Josh James out to collect. Jonah. Felix now has got some space on this near side. If the ball can be played to him, and it is. Beck finds him well, and he's just misjudged the line. He pulled away well, got himself in space, but just didn't watch the line. Disappointing from the youngster, 19 years of age. Joined in deadline day from QPR. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Mewett's looking to get on the end of this one. There is a youthfulness about most of this Burgess Hill Town team, which should put them in good stead for a quick return back to the Bostik Prem. Backed up with the old guards. And they've got to do something about this game. Midway through the first half, they're a goal down. Yet to create anything of note to trouble Dan Lincoln in the Bognor Regis Town goal. Lethbridge again making nuisance of himself. And Charlie Bennett can consider himself lucky there, getting the free kick. The winners of this game will play Chichester City in August in the Sussex Community Shield. That's currently held by Hollywood Heath Town from the Bostik South East League. Harvey White coming in to defend, nipping the ball off Cadman. And it's straight up to Wild. In fact, he's missed it and it could work out brilliantly for Mewett. He's clear on goal. Jimmy Mewett against Josh James. He rounds him and he fires it wide. And you just have to wonder if Bognor Regis Town are going to be made to pay for these missed opportunities. Jimmy Mewett clean through on goal. He just took it round the keeper, never really looked set for the shot, and just fired it wide. And once again, Burgess Hill Town can breathe a sigh of relief. Lethbridge could be in behind here. In fact, it's Mewett, and the referee has a thing. And it's an offside flag. Offside flag is up against Mewett. Kippy Abono, just for a moment there, as with half the crowd, had their hearts in their mouths. But the assistant, Chris Britton, on that far side, raised his flag. Should make a special mention to the other assistants. Young Will Bryers, 20 years of age. He's one of the finest officials in the game at a young age, and he's making great strides and will be one, I'm sure, in the future. As Wild, is he brought down? Referee waves advantage. And then he brings it back for the free kick as there was nothing doing, but Wild brought down by Jonah. And the last thing the referee wants to have to do in a cup final is send a player off. It's just a yellow for Jonah. Once again, Bognor Regis Town getting in behind the Burgess Hill Town defence. Made his debut on Boxing Day against Whitehawk. Memorable game that one was. Gillett looking to go short, plays one through. Done, just showed too much of it to Cadman. Bognor Regis Town with the throw. White gets on with the game quickly. McCormick. Hewitt just got caught in his heels, made a choice. It didn't pay off. Beck always looking for that ball out to Felix. That wasn't on this occasion. Beck finds Wilson, and now Felix is in space. Harding under pressure. Beck looks to swing one out. And Lethbridge was there, but it breaks kindly for Felix. He fancies a dribble, and Ashton Lee has got his number so far, and then continues by bursting forward down this left-hand side. Lee has got support with Lethbridge. Switches the ball. And that's a loose pass from Field, and Smith-Joseph with a chance to run on. Smith-Joseph gets it out of his feet, it's on his left foot. Went for the shot when maybe he should have played Harding in. Harding smacking his hands in frustration. Smith-Joseph with an opportunity. There's a slip from Kippy Obono. He recovered in time, but Wilson was there to block any potential ball through anyway. Just a couple of moments of encouragement for the Hillians. Harding didn't stick with him again. Keaton Wood coming in, and that's an over-exuberant challenge from Felix. Mr. Hughes is going to have a word with the youngster. Lethbridge wanted nothing in way of apology for that. So Lee will get us back on with the game. He was signed as an emergency player, would you believe, quite late on in the season. And Bognor Regis Town, I should say, were struck with a left-back injury crisis, defensive injury crisis. Here's Mewett. It's just a couple of loose passes now. It's almost been a bit too easy at times for Bognor Regis Town, and you just get the sense that one loose pass could be problematic. Well, trying to make a nuisance of himself. Kippy Obono gets it away, pokes on forward. It's one that Beck has to slide and deal with. Cadman to Smith-Joseph, who can bring it down. Does well. Takes on McCormick. And McCormick marshals him and wins the free kick. Good defending from the fullback. Smith-Joseph just starting to get in the game a bit now. Be disappointed with his end product following that dribble just moments ago. Half an hour gone. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 0. Bennett to Felix. And then Bennett long up towards Harding. Harding just can't bring it under his spell, but then does get it back to Felix. Beck, first time ball through. Felix trying to make something of it, but Gillett, the Frenchman, was back to shield him off. And well, miss kick from Lincoln. Burgess Hill Town get on with the game quickly. Here's Beck. Felix looked to take over, it just didn't work out any shape or form. White caught in possession. Felix is surely caught there, free kick. Gillett didn't get any of the ball. And now an opportunity for Burgess Hill Town to put some pressure on Lincoln's goal. Aaron Smith-Joseph with the ball. He's the sort of player that can surprise you by taking a shot from this kind of range. But I've got a feeling he'll either look for Murdoch at the near post or Jonah at the back post. Bit of pushing and shoving in the box. Stephen Hughes will just deal with. But a real opportunity here for the Hillians. Smith-Joseph to deliver. It's towards the near post and it's punched away by Lincoln. It was just over the head really of Murdoch, but now the break could be on the other end with White. He's got Lethbridge out on that far side. Mewett's pulled away on this near side. It's gone towards Mewett. Takes a touch in the area. Works the angle for the shot, gets it low. Didn't quite get hold of it. Josh James there again. Burgess Hill Town holding on. Quick break from Bognor Regis. Newitt's effort. Not really troubling Josh James, keeper of that calibre. Harding giving chase at the other end. Lincoln sure-footed this time after his loose kick before. Smith-Joseph now winning the throw. This is better from a Burgess Hill Town perspective. Harding wanting a free kick, nothing doing from the referee. Bit of miscommunication, and for the first time in the game, Bognor Regis Town maybe starting to get a bit rattled. Wilson finds Smith-Joseph, there's space now. Cadman comes in, Cadman into the box, just well behind him, he gets it across. And then the referee plays advantage. It was behind Murdoch, and he caught the man, not the ball. And White gets away from his man. Wild has run into an offside position, so he couldn't play it through. And that allowed Jonah to win the ball back for Burgess Hill Town, a better passage of play for them. And Murdoch is in behind and he's onside. He's only got Felix in the box. And he's crossed it towards him, but that's going to be meat and drink for Ashton Lee. Beck picks it up on the edge. Bennett back to Beck. And Kipio Bono had to deal with that one. Almost a loose pass, and Felix frustrated. It's a promising moment for Burgess Hill Town, comes to nothing. Just 10 minutes to half time. That early Jimmy Wild goal, the difference between the two teams. But both he and Mewitt could have added to that with Giltez chances. But as it is, it's just the single goal. And when it's only 1-0, anything can happen. Lethbridge, switch sides. Looks like Wild through the middle and Mewitt on this near side. Just changing things up. Looks like Harding's become the more focal central point for Burgess Hill Town as well. Both teams making some subtle tactical changes as Harding comes in and goes nowhere near the ball. And then Wilson also doesn't get any of it, but does get some of Gillett. We just take a second to breathe. It's Emmett Dunn up to Mewitt. Felix had 3 white shirts, nowhere to go, but found a way through to Beck. Bennett was looking for Murdoch. Bognor Regis Town just looking to get their foot back on the ball, dictate the game as they were doing for the opening half hour or so. Last few moments there's been a couple of moments of hope, glimmers of hope for the boys in blue. The team from the Green Elephant Stadium, Burgess Hill Town, yet to muster a shot on goal. And Bognor Regis Town just taking the sting out of this one a bit by passing the ball around the back. Gillett, now Fields. Dunn's pulled away to this near side. And Gillett's got plenty of space in the middle of the park and options to pick a pass. And he does find a pass to Wild, who just in an offside position. It must have been tight. Far too much time afforded in the middle of the park for Richard Gillett. But Simon Wormel will be hoping he can get his team back in. Maybe just this 1-goal disadvantage, regroup, reshape. Come out in the second half. Jack Pearce, of course, looking to get something for his fans. They were relegated from the National League South this time last year. They were looking to bounce straight back. That was their hopes for this season. But the Sussex Senior Cup will be some consolation for not achieving that this year. It's a free kick. It's taken quickly with Woods. He's got time to... Wilder made the run with decided against it. White has now gone over to the right-hand side. Lethbridge back on this near side. But the options weren't there to play the pass. So when Burgess Hill Town, so Bognor Regis Town have the ball, they play 4 men in a line across the back. It's one-on-one situations. And that's a loose one, and Beck comes sliding in, gets nowhere near the ball. Don't think he got much of the man either. He's just going to get another talking to from the referee. It's the fans from Burgess Hill Town sing his song. He did actually make a first-team appearance for Brighton Hove Albion. Second division game against Brentford. Here's White. Cadman deals with him at the expense of a throw. Beck actually is one of the few players that's played for both these teams. Made 400 appearances for Bognor Regis Town. And a clear throw to the floor by McCormick. The referee wasn't interested in that one, and he's out of position as Murdoch does win a header. Felix pulls to the outside, he's been played through. First time cross towards Murdoch, it's just over his head. Headed away by Field. Beck's there though. He comes off White and Murdoch. The appeals for handball. Nothing more than appeals, soft appeals from the players, more from the crowd. Kipio Bono, Murdoch is the target, he holds it up. Felix came off him last, and it will be a Bognor Regis throw. Cross just too high for Murdoch from Felix moments ago. Best moment of the match for Burgess Hill Town. Dan Beck really didn't get anything on his shot. Almost landed fortuitously for Pat Harding. Lethbridge just lost the ball not once but twice. Felix gets it up the line. Murdoch flicks it onto him. Felix with chance on, it's 3-on-2 here. Felix goes into the box, but he showed too much of it. And Keaton Wood comes sliding across to make the challenge. Felix again annoyed with himself. It was a 3-on-2 situation there. Burgess Hill Town coming on strong in the closing stages of this first half. Felix works the angle for the cross, gets it across. Flicked away by McCormick, only as far as Cadman. He'll keep it in play, he's got Beck in support on the edge. He looks to take on his man, gets a low cross in. Was never finding Smith-Joseph. And for the first time, nearly all outfield players were in the Bognor Regis Town half. Kipio Bono finds Felix. He's enjoyed a bit more possession in the last couple of moments. He's looking for options. He's got Wilson. Now Jonah just steps inside his man and finds Beck, who's got a pocket of space. He shoots from a long way out, and keeper makes a save. The rebound, tapped across, gotta be Murdoch! Can you believe it? Bognor Regis Town, a chance after chance after chance, and 3 minutes before half-time. A simple tap-in. And Burgess Hill Town are level. The shots fired in, seemingly audaciously from Beck. Harding had the presence of mind to square the ball for Murdoch to tap into the empty net. Bognor Regis Town fans can't believe it. Burgess Hill Town fans are in celebration. It's 1-1 here at the Amex Stadium with 3 minutes to go to half-time in the Sussex Senior Cup final. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Well, that changes the team talks for both managers. Pearce will be fuming at his side's failure to capitalise. Burgess Hill Town have been coming into it in the last couple of moments. That shot from Beck was their first shot of the whole game, and Lincoln could only parry it into the waiting Harding. Suspicions of offside, but he wasn't when the shot was played. Chance of you're not singing anymore. Although, to be fair, to give the Rooks fans their credit, they are still singing. Long ball forward looking for Harding. Headed away by Field. Beck giving chase, but all of a sudden... Well, I was going to say, there's blue shirts flying around everywhere, but White, with the presence of mind to play the ball out to McCormick. Chips on forward, back to White. White with the first time ball across. James was there. This game suddenly got interesting. Not that it wasn't already. Into the final minute of the first half. That's, well, you say it's been a half of two halves. For 30 minutes, Bognor Regis Town absolutely dominated. And for the last 10 or so, Burgess Hill Town have come right back at them. And this man's had a large part to do with it. Felix gimmies around and goes, and he's there for the return. Felix gets the crowd on his feet. He gets no change from Ashton Lee on this occasion. And there's the slip, and Wilson will pick the ball up. It's got Beck. There's plenty of space for Capman on the far side. Instead it goes to Smith-Joseph, who, oh, clever touch from him. He goes for goal. Straight into the arms of Dan Lincoln, who immediately bowls the ball out, and there's three players up for Bognor Regis Town at the other end. Time and space for White. Wild has pulled away. Lethbridge has just come in field, and here is Lethbridge. Immediately he's closed down by a combination of Beck and Jonah. Jonah's there again, then Beck hooks it away. Field allows the ball to bounce, and Murdoch closes him. He's got a proper cup tie feel now. Wild's made a clever run again, and he's onside. He's going to get there ahead of Kippio Bono. He's got support. Lee. Instead it goes to Emmett Dunn. Nice turn from White, who works angle for the shot just over the top. But he caught the keeper out, gave the eyes to the far corner, instead went towards this near post. Harvey White not far away at all. We're into added time. And what has been a great cup final, the Sussex Senior Challenge Cup final. Burgess Hill Town living on the ropes. It was a fight. This game might have been stopped, but they've made Bognor Regis Town punch drunk and got the equaliser. And there it is at half-time. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Jimmy Wild opened the scoring in 4 minutes. He then missed a sitter, as did Jimmy Mewett when he was played clean through on goal. Burgess Hill Town didn't muster a shot until the 42nd minute, but that shot turned out to be a fantastic one that parried into the feet of Pat Harding. He laid it on the plate for Murdoch to tap into the empty nets. And we're all level at half-time in the Sussex Senior Challenge Cup final. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Both teams back out then for the second half. 1-1 the score. Bognor Regis Town will get us back underway in this second half. And they won't believe what happened in the final 7 or 8 minutes of that first half. Comfortable. They had that 4th-minute lead, had numerous chances to extend it. And they were made to pay when Ross Murdoch tapped home from barely 6 yards. Yes, you just may have caught over the announcement, if it does stay level after 90 minutes, we will get a penalty shootout. But who knows? Plenty has happened in the first half. But the second half is half as good. We're in for a treat. Bognor Regis Town with the ball at the back. And there's one over the top, and James will come and gather that one up quite comfortably. It's going to give you the stories of these two teams' journeys in this competition. Both started in the second round. Burgess Hill Town with a 1-0 win away at Bexhill United. Bognor Regis Town awarded the victory over Seaford Town. In the third round, Bognor Regis Town with a tight 3-2 win over Three Bridges. In a very entertaining game at Nye Timber Road. For Burgess Hill Town, a slightly more comfortable, straightforward victory over Southern Combination League team Pagham. The quarters where things got interesting for Burgess Hill Town. An extra time, Dan Beck goals enough to see off Eastbourne Borough. And Bognor Regis Town were involved in a 5-3 thriller against East Grinstead Town. In the semis, as we mentioned earlier, Burgess Hill Town overcame Haywards Heath Town 2-1. And Bognor Regis Town beat the current 2-time holders Brighton Hove Albion. Wilson with the ball in the middle of the park. He's got Felix, who really came into the game and lit up the final few minutes of the first half. It almost broke from there. He's kept the ball in play. Felix going. His cross is going to reach Murdoch, who got that equalising goal. Couldn't quite work it to Smith-Joseph, and Bognor Regis Town will clear. Looking to make something go with Wild, who a little gif and go with White. That front four potent. Mewett just showed too much of it to Jonah. Smith-Joseph ambitious with his ball forward. Certainly Burgess Hill Town players getting to the ball a bit quicker at the start of this second half, in and around their box, or in and around their half I should say. Let's just run through the two lineups. Bognor Regis Town, no changes so far. Lincoln in goal, McCormick, Lee, Gillett, Field, Wood, White, Dunn, Wild, Mewett and Lethbridge. For Burgess Hill Town also unchanged, James in goal, Kipper Bono, Cadman, Wilson, Bennett, Jonah, Felix, Harding, Murdoch, Beck and Smith-Joseph, who takes the throw now, up to Harding. Wilson gets it to Harding, just drops over his shoulder. Little cushion touch, he looks to get to the byline, get across. doesn't go out for a corner. We could get a second bite of the cherry. White loses out. Harding does get a cross in. Murdoch is allowed to bring it down. He's got Beck in support on the edge. Wilson tries to find Murdoch. It could fall for Beck! Just didn't get hold of it. Well, already more promising in the first 3 minutes for Burgess Hill Town than it was for the first 40 minutes in the first half. And you'd have to think they're on the ascendancy with how they've grown into the game. Here's Kepibono. Good break here for Smith-Joseph. McCormick just had to be sure of his footing. Woods back to Lincoln. He's had a couple of, well, I'd say dodgy kicks, don't want to be unfair, but loose passes, I should say. Felix putting the pressure on. Long ball looking for Mewett. He's beaten to the air by Jonah. Beck gets in there. Murdoch flicks it over for Felix. He's never going to win that battle in the air. Wilson just hesitated. That allowed Dunn to nip in. Here's White. Can carry the ball forward. Mewett's pulled out wide. He's got 3 in the box to aim for. He drives into the area. Mewett with a little step over. Gets to the byline. Low cross in. Turned away by Jonah. And now all of a sudden, Murdoch's made a clever run into the channel. It's Smith-Joseph. Murdoch's still there. Smith-Joseph's just forced to turn on his heels and play the ball to Cadman. Bonaire, I say Kepibono, just driving forward, taking a chance, winning a free kick, taking quickly. Cadman. Burgess Hill Town seeing the ball more frequently. Already asking a question or two of the Bognor Regis Town resolve. Anyone tuning into this game that missed the last 10 minutes or so of the first half will not believe that this game is level. I think back to that chance Mewett threw on goal, rounding the keeper. Jimmy Wild free at the back post, came off his heel with the goal gaping. But you've got to take your chances. I'm sure that's what their manager Jack Pearce would have said to them at half-time. Looking to make something happen here though. White to McCormick. White's gone on ahead. And then just a heavy touch. Out of play. The captain trying to force things. Trying to get his team back on the front foot, back in the ascendancy. Murdoch had actually come short. Wasn't expecting Harding to flick the ball on there. Goes through to Lincoln as the night sky falls around the Amex and the atmosphere starts to build once more with the 2 sets of supporters. The Rocks and the Hillians. Jimmy Wild's goal after 4 minutes set the Rocks into dreamland. And Murdoch's tap in got the Hillians ecstatic. We're level, nothing between the 2 teams in terms of the scoreline. It will certainly be Simon Wermer when the Hillians fans will be happier with how this game is progressing. Simon Wermer's message to the fans was that he wants to win it for them. A loyal group of fans that are there every day as Lincoln takes a chance and scoops one over Pat Harding. White Gets it back to his keeper. They've pushed two men, 2-on-1 situation on that far side. Well dealt with by Charlie Bennett. McCormick's just pulled away and he's the target. He's onside, he's got to battle on to keep the ball in play, and he does that well and succeeds. Well, I thought he succeeded in winning the ball. The throw came back off the full-back. And when everything was going right for Bognor Regis Town at the start of the game, the little touches, the little nicks not going their way. 10 minutes into the second half, not much in the way of chances, just that Beck shot to get excited about. And he's on the ball now, he slips but he manages to get it out to Felix. Felix against Wood. Felix drops and comes inside, gets his shot away. It's turned away, and then he does well to block the ball. And eventually cleared by Lee, but not very far. Burgess Hill Town come again. Referee does eventually give a free kick for a pull. Bennett with the foul. White and Wilson just having a little exchange by the centre spot there. White also sent a message of support and willingness to win this competition for their fans in the programme notes. That ball chips out wide, the offside flag is up against Lee. They do like to push up and play one-on-one with a high front line. So Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Wild and Murdoch with the goals. Bookended the first half, largely dominated by the Rocks. Beck with the first time ball out to Cadman. He's afforded a bit of space and looks to go on the outside. Ball just got caught under his foot and he needs support, and he didn't take it, and White won the ball back. Beck was in there ferociously for Burgess Hill Town, and he lets a clever ball to Harding. It was just offside when the ball was played. There's trouble here. It's Jimmy Mewett who's struggling down to our left. Maybe just lost a bit of boot. There's a couple of Bognor Regis Town players down. Richard Harvey White's positive comments. Dan Beck, the Burgess Hill Town captain, said played 300 games or so for the Rocks, and he says he wants to go into every game winning, no matter if it is against your former club. You want to win the trophy. We're underdogs, but who knows on the day, it should be a good spectacle, and he's certainly right about that one. So we have the second impromptu water break of the game. Go back to the competition's history. Both these teams some way off Worthing, who hold the record with 21 wins in this competition. They've reached 30 finals in that time, which, if I do the quick maths, amounts to about a fifth of all the finals played have involved Worthing in some form or another. Although Brighton Hove Albion have won 7 of the last 11 of these competitions. They were certainly hoping to have been involved here at their home stadium. Of course, nowadays it's the under-23s. In fact, it's younger than that. I think it's the under-21 team that plays in this competition. They themselves have had a very successful year in the WPL2, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We say Premier League 2, not the Women's Premier League 2. That would be a different competition altogether. Bognor Regis Town back with the ball. Here's White. Wilson not giving him a moment to breathe. White forced to scurry and head back towards his own goal. More encouraging signs for Burgess Hill Town. Bognor Regis Town not being allowed to play at all, and that's what Simon Wellman must have been said to his boys at half-time. There's far too much freedom for that midfield pairing to pick their balls forwards, particularly to that man Wild, who's done well. Here's Lethbridge. Lethbridge comes inside, strikes it! Always going wide from the outside of his boots, but a positive sign for Bognor Regis Town. Another positive sign is that Keaton Wood is back on the pitch after receiving treatment. So with half an hour to go, nothing separating the two teams. Will one team take advantage, take the game by the scruff of the neck? Loose ball picked up by White. Once again, Wilson was there. White gives it away. Bennett finds Wilson. And they exchange a couple of quick passes and bypass the midfield, and Cadman has got space on this near side, and he just allowed it to bounce, and it bounced away from him. That's the lead off for Bognor Regis Town. Around the 60th minute, if you're a player and championship manager, this is the sort of time you'd look to make your substitutions. No movement as yet from either bench. Here is Lee getting the ball forward to Lethbridge. It's been a far more cagey and even start to this second half. Loose ball there, here's White. Time and space at the back. McCormick's made the run on this near side, and the ball's played behind him. Just when there's been moments of quiet, the two fullbacks, Lee and McCormick, have burst forward and made that option. Not found on this occasion. Smith-Joseph, haven't seen much of him in the second half. Ball over the top, which Murdoch will look to try and get on the end of. Wood's allowed to carry the ball forward for Burgess Hill Town. Bognor Regis Town, I should say. Too many towns. Game's just hit a bit of a lull. So we push on for the final 30 minutes or so. Will we find a winner in normal time? Or will this cup final go to penalties or extra time? Who knows? We'll be sure to find out. It's a clever little pass from White. Bennett was there though to intercept the ball through. James gets it clear. Lee. Now Wood. Just looking for that ball. Wild's just got himself onside. Starting maybe to show signs of fatigue. Once again, White with a clever layoff. Gillett gets the ball out for Lethbridge. He tries to thread the ball through an eye of a needle. Jonah stood up to his task well. Beck. Smith-Joseph wanted the ball played earlier. He's still free down the line, and now that ball's, well, it's still on as he's running onto it, but Field comes back, but Smith-Joseph gets away from him. Can he lay it back? Is this two? No! Murdoch with an opportunity to grab his second, and that was on a plate. Smith-Joseph gets away from field, squares the ball back, and surely Murdoch had to put Burgess Hill Town back in, well, put them in front, but he didn't. He put it wide. Well, what a chance that was for Burgess Hill Town and the Hillians to take the lead. And would it be them that's made to pay them? Surely a tug of the shirt there on Mewett. Smith-Joseph chips one for Harding. Field this time with the ball, back to his keeper. Of course, there's that short back pass by Cadman that allowed Wild in the first half. Murdoch must have been licking his lips at the chance of getting a free shot. We're about 8 yards out, and it could have gone anywhere. Anywhere, as long as it was on target. It wasn't, and just a slight bit of hesitation at the back, and Murdoch throws himself at that one, gets a block on it. Wood decides to carry the ball forward. And then the loose pass, and Felix, and he's cynically brought down. The referee, oh, he's blown the whistle. Felix wanted to carry on. Well, it's definitely going to be a yellow card for Keaton Wood. Felix was away. Just would like to have seen what would have happened if we'd been allowed to play advantage. Fair play to the referee. He didn't realise that Felix was going to get straight back on his feet. Both teams now with a player in the referee's notebook. Both number 6s, Jonah and now Wood. Level on bookings, level on goals. Burgess Hill Town with a chance to change that fact. Ball's whipped in, looking towards Jonah. He's beaten to it in the air by Wood. Felix picks the ball up. Comes off the back but falls nicely to Smith-Joseph. Felix, Jonah, Cadman's, in fact it's Bennett, out was the space and didn't quite get across right. Deflection, fortuitous into Lincoln's arms. White now with space to turn and go. The Rocks fans trying to encourage their captain and their team. That's a lovely ball through to Mewett. Beck's trying to give chase. He gets it across, a free chance, played back across the face to Jonah, who clears it. Lethbridge there surely would have been better going for goal, but he tried to square it. White, now Mewett. Suddenly, it's Bognor Regis Town. They've got their tails up. McCormick. Burgess Hill Town just kept their shape, reorganised, but Mewett's in behind again. Low cross again, cleared away by Jonah. It's been a rock at the back for Burgess Hill Town. They've been quiet for a few moments, but they're back in fine voice. The Rocks fans. McCormick gets the return. He's still there as an option. And then he comes inside. Smith-Joseph with him all the way. And a bit too close for comfort. Stephen Hughes gives a free kick in a promising position just outside the box. And a chance for Joshua McCormick to swing the ball in. Looks like he's going to step aside and just pull out wide. Jimmy Mewett will be the man instead. A two-man wall up against him. Just down by the dugout, Felix is getting some instructions to pass on. Mewett though, the free kick, just chips it into the box, a free header. Well, that goes down as a good chance. That wasn't taken. Keaton Wood Up from the back, completely unmarked. But he couldn't find the target and was still level. Into the last quarter of the game. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Wild and Murdoch with the goals. Both those players missed key opportunities, key chances to put their teams a further goal ahead. And that's loose from McCormick, and Felix could be in. Felix pushes it out wide on his left foot, strikes towards goal, and Dan Lincoln with the save, stands up tall. And Felix throws to the floor. He felt like he wanted it on his right, but he shifted it onto his left, got a firm strike away. And Dan Lincoln got two strong hands on it. And Burgess Hill Town have to settle for a corner, which Wilson will take. There's three blue shirts inside the 6-yard box. Jonas making a late run. It's underneath the keeper, who gets a fist on it. Felix at the back post. Does it come off the arm? Strong appeals. Referee straight away wives it away. Jimmy Wild was there. To be fair, he didn't know much about it. Harding back to Felix. That's a good cross from him, except there was no one in a blue shirt there to meet it. McCormick almost played his team into trouble. Will clear it up the line. Cadman with the head, rising highest above Mewett. And whilst that corner was being taken, he was just trying to run off some kind of injury. And the first substitution is Jack Malloret coming on. He's going to come straight up front for the goal scorer Murdoch. And we'll see how he does lead in the line. Scored a couple of goals in the final games of the season, and he almost had the ball played to him there accidentally. He's going to add a bit of pace to this front line. Bennett at the other end has got some defending to do. Malloret, who's just 18 years of age, come from Canada, has come from Crawley Town, so we need a new ball. So a youngster who's going to add some pace. If I remember rightly, he made his debut in a defeat to Enfield Town in the Bostik Premier League. Rocks fans now starting up a chant. Everywhere we go. Smith-Joseph has the ball for Burgess Hill Town, and he just lost footing at the final moments. The ball into the channel, Lethbridge offside. Smith-Joseph now down on the turf. Just don't know if it was when he caught his feet in the turf or he caught a knock on the way through. Trainer is out to see to him. Looks like Bognor will be making a change momentarily too. Manager just called some of the substitutes warming up down to our left to him. And once again we get another impromptu water break / team talk. I imagine if someone's going to come on for Bognor Regis Town, it would be Thomas Scott. It would be a big blow if Smith-Joseph wasn't able to continue this. Looks like a problem with his calf. Murdoch, striker who scored the goal, now off the pitch. It's a player with dual registration, also plays for the Met Police. If I believe I'm right, I think they're playing in their own cup final today. Surrey Senior Cup final taking place the same day as the Sussex Senior Cup final. This doesn't look good for Smith Joseph. You see down below me, Leon Maloney is about to come off of Bognor Regis Town, and he's going to replace the other goal scorer, Jimmy Wild. So both goal scorers off the pitch. Leon Maloney comes on. Smith Joseph just getting a last minute check down. I think he'll be okay to continue. Jimmy Wild doesn't look too happy about coming off. So it'll be interesting to see where Maloney lines up. He's going to go over to the left. It's only 17-year-olds on loan from Portsmouth. Also had a striker called Dan Smith, who scored plenty of goals for them, also on loan for Portsmouth. He's now at Cork City. Plenty good connection between Portsmouth and Bognor Regis, as you'd expect, given the close proximity of the two clubs. Here's Lethbridge trying to make a nuisance of himself, playing in the central position. He's got away from his man, he gets it straight away over the top. Who wants more than that? Kipio Bono and Jonah putting the pressure on, not making it easy for him. But Lethbridge just moving into that central position, straight away causing problems. Different type of players to Jimmy Wild. And it almost turned out to be a shrewd move by Jack Pearce. 15 minutes to go. Still level. Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Both goal scorers off the pitch. James. Kick is headed, and Lethbridge again causing Jonah a problem, and he's adjusted his feet well to get it out, but not for a throw. He's had to concede a corner. And straight away you can see what Lethbridge brings to that central position. So Jimmy Mewett to take the corner. Goes short. White, it's played up. So just to clarify, Leon Maloney has come on for Bognor Regis Town. He's wearing a different shirt to the one that I was informed, but glad we've cleared that one up. Dan Beck's got the ball for Burgess Hill Town, and there's Felix looking to flick one over the head of Ashton Lee. Almost managed to make some more of that. And here is Maloney. And his first involvement in the game is to push in the back. Been promising since those couple of changes, that break in play. Bognor Regis Town just stepped up a gear. Lee gets his head on it. Beck for Burgess Hill Town, but once again it breaks, and Lethbridge and Jonah are having a fierce battle. And Lethbridge isn't giving Jonah any room to breathe down there. Into the final 13 minutes of the Sussex Senior Cup final, the 132nd Sussex Senior Cup final. Competition started back in 1883. It's Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. Bognor Regis Town ahead, inside 4 minutes, Jimmy Wild with the goal. Felix looks to play in Maloney again. Now he does get on the ball, manages to work it to Gillott. There's the ball into the channel. Lethbridge again, this time he's in behind Cadman. He's got Mewett in the box. Looks to twist and turn and work the angle for the cross. Cadman's there to block it. Will be a corner. Just starting to see signs of pressure from Bognor Regis Town. Got a corner. They've sent up both Wood and Field from the back. Mewett drives it towards the edge of the area. It's headed away by Harding. Felix can pick it up. It's 5-on-5 for the moment. Felix runs into the space. Smith-Joseph on this near side, on this left-hand side. Looks to drive into the box. So he tried to trick too much and show too much of it to Richard Gillott. It's a couple of times now for the winger. He's had the opportunity to create something, just hasn't worked out for him. Lee on the far side, looking to get things going for Bognor Regis Town. Lethbridge and Mewett close together, looking to run in behind. Burgess Hill Town playing a high line. And that's what can happen if you do play a high line. Mewett gets in against Jonah, works the space for a cross, chips it towards the back post, free header! Onto the roof of the net from Lethbridge. Well, that was a chance. I was saying about Burgess Hill Town's high line, Cadman just was left for dead there as he looked to play the offside trap. Great cross from Mewett, Lethbridge's head. Once again, not on target. Will be frustrated by not taking one of these openings. Into the final 10 minutes. Strong head from Wood. Cadman can't find Joseph. McCormick forced to go in field. Malloret hasn't really got into the game since he's come on for Burgess Hill Town. There's time for Field to just carry the ball forward. McCormick went for the run, and then Felix closed down the defender. Has forced him to go all the way back to Lincoln once more. It's an intriguing final 8 minutes or so. It's just a moment of panic there. There was no Burgess Hill Town player going in. Field looks to switch the play and try to find Maloney. And Maloney just throwing Bennett off the ball. It's an easy decision for Steve Hughes, who's kept the flow of the game going where he can. A couple of half-hearted appeals for penalties for either side turned away. That's about it. Beck going in strong, giving away a free kick. watching as Harvey White's pushed on. Burgess Hill Town playing a very high line as Lincoln plays that short, and Felix has made that difficult. McCormick is out wide, Smith-Joseph underneath it, and they did play the line really well, Burgess Hill Town. Has caught them out a couple of times, but on the whole, they've got it right. Well, we had a goal at the start of the first half, the end of the first half. Are we going to get a goal at the end of the second half? Will one of these two teams find a winner to get their hands on that famous bolt? Wasn't to be that time for Smith-Joseph. McCormick strong, shielding the ball out of play. Ball didn't go out the area. Felix still looking lively. Dillett comes short. Here's White. Just hearing the attendance. So 1,616 people in attendance today. Great turnout from both sets of fans. Maloney finds McCormick. Is this the chance to win? Smith-Joseph comes back brilliantly to defend, and then McCormick just lost the ball in his feet and felt the pressure. The offside flag up the other end against Jack Mallory. What a pass that was from Maloney. Split open the Burgess Hill Town defence. Jonah had to be alert there. As Field tried to catch him out. Bennett just gesturing to say, where's the player ahead of me? Where can I find a blue shirt to play the ball to ahead of me? Well, here's one, Harding, he's dropped deep. Smith-Joseph now playing almost as a second striker. Harding dropping deep. Slight tactical change again from Simon Wormel. Here's Felix coming deep to win the ball. There's Mewett back defending. Trying to find White. Jonah with a soft ball again. That's what put them in danger in the first half. James this time gets it through the legs of the chasing Harvey White. You'd hate to make a mistake like that for a second time in the game. Space and time for Wilson. Felix just let the ball run away from him, and that allowed Lee to nip in and take the ball away from him. Here's Lee again. Wood. Once again, Felix not allowing the simple ball out, so he has to go to Lincoln. He's urging his players to push forwards. So we're into the final 5 minutes here at the American Express Community Stadium, home of Brighton Hove Albion. It's Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. The ball comes through to Mewett, does it. Great defending from Cadman. Well, if he made the error for the opening goal, he atoned for it there by being alert and sniffing out the danger, albeit at the expense of a corner. Mewett over to take this one. Burgess Hill Town have left 3 players up in the event, potentially, of a breakaway. But Mewett will whip it in. It's underneath the keeper, it's headed onwards. And it came off a Burgess Hill Town head. It'll be another corner. So 2 corners in quick succession for the Rocks, looking to get a dramatic late winner. Mewett with the delivery, and that's gone out of play. That's disappointing. And he's gesturing with the assistant down there. Did look like it swung out of play before it came back in. Frustrating. And they've got an opportunity this close to the end of the game. I think, just had a message, I think we're going to get about 4 minutes of added time. So 6 minutes or so to go for one of these two teams to find a winner. Just taking a risk there was Emmett Dunn. And there's a ball through, and this could be the winner. It's Lethbridge over the top. James not happy with his defence, letting Lethbridge through. And not for the first time, he's got in on goal and fired it over. Was that the chance? And there is confirmation. There will be 4 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. We're into the final minute. Simon Wormel down in the dugout, down in the touchline, urging his players to stay switched on. Maybe for themselves to find one final opportunity to win this cup final in normal time. It's flicked on by the substitute Mullerett. Smith-Joseph bundled over McCormick. McCormick gets on with the game quickly. Lincoln. Bognor Regis Town have found their way in behind this high Burgess Hill defence on a couple of occasions. They've invited pressure from this man Felix as well. Ball played over the top. Flag stays down. Here goes White. He's got Lethbridge in the middle and he couldn't quite slide it across to him, and Jonah smacks it out of play for a throw. Bognor Regis Town pushing on in the closing stages, ending the game like they started it. But can they find a goal? McCormick looking for movement. Gets the return, it comes off his knee. And Dunn was doing the holding. Gives away a free kick, pleads his innocence. Beck has just got on with the game. Beck and White just exchanged a couple of pleasantries by the halfway line. Two captains, rival captains. Ball towards Harding. He's beaten to the air by Keaton Wood. Wood's there again. Harding tries to find Smith. Smith gets away. Smith still going. McCormick stuck to his chance. There was a moment there, it looked like he was tugging on the shirt of the winger. And you can see Smith-Joseph is really struggling. But now it's a corner for Burgess Hill Town, and maybe a chance for them. Smith-Joseph just jogging it off. He's sitting on the edge. Delivered to the edge of the 6-yard box, headed towards goal. Or headed towards the side of the goal. Never troubling the keeper, Bennett, getting his head on it. And it looks like we're set for extra time. As Lincoln plays it short, Felix gives chase. McCormick's the target. He heads it into space and behind Cadman. Takes no chances and fires it out for a throw. McCormick will probably take it before the substitution does take place. Nice drop of the shoulder and turn from Mewett, but Jonah was there again, and Felix with the ball and space to run into. But he runs into traffic and allows the captain Harvey White to get a foot in. Dunn takes his time and finds Gillett. Bognor Regis Town with the ball on the far side. 5 players forward. Lethbridge made a great run, and the pass just wasn't played in time, and so he checked it and that allowed Boris Kipier-Bono to get back. It does look like Doug Tuck will be coming on. Maybe he won't get his chance until extra time though. Harding beaten to it in the air. White flicks it on. That's put of the shirt by Mewitz. Just looking down below me, it looks like they're going to hold off on that change. With Burgess Hill Town potentially with an opportunity to pile everyone forwards. When the 4th minute of the 4 added minutes, surely if a goal was scored now, it would have to be the winner. Who wants to be the hero? James delivers towards the edge of the box, and the referee brings an end to normal time of the Sussex Senior Cup final. Nothing in the second half to write home about. A couple of chances, Lethbridge most notably firing over in the second half. It's a wild goal after 3 minutes, equalised by Murdoch 3 minutes before half-time. Means we're all level in the Sussex Senior Cup final. It's Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1.
So we will have a period of 30 minutes extra time, and it is still deadlocked at the end of extra time. The result will be decided by the penalty kicks from the penalty mark. So it's all still playful here.
So just about to get underway with extra time, and we have got a substitution, and it was, as expected, Doug Tuck coming on, and it's Emmett Dunn giving way. So a second change for Bognor Regis Town. So it'll be Bognor Regis Town kicking off from right to left as we look. They finished the game strongly, they started the game strongly, but what matters is the scoreline, and that scoreline reads Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. So Tuck comes on. Let's see what involvement he'll have. He'll go straight up front, I imagine, and that allows Maloney to drop a bit deeper, and he's picked up the ball here. Bognor Regis Town looking to win a trophy. A trophy their manager won famously back 39 years ago, and has won it on 7 occasions. And they've got a stubborn Burgess Hill Town in their way. Beck draws the foul. Easy decision for the referee to make. What will Simon Wormel have said to his players as well? Battle for so long. Smith-Joseph looked out on his feet at the end of the game. He's worked the magic for a cross. There was no one in the blue shirt there, but it drops to Felix in the box. Shifts it onto his left, gets the slow strike, and thankfully for Dan Lincoln, straight into his arms. Be a monitoring job, I'm sure, for Smith-Joseph, who actually does look all right. Just watching him the last couple of moments, jogging quite freely. Maloney allowed to carry the ball, although not carry the ball forwards, that's till now. He just puts on the afterburners, gets away from Harding. Can't find Lethbridge though. Once again, Jonah comes across. Chill starting to fill the air at the Amex Stadium, the Sussex Senior Cup final. But it could be warm right now. Strike gets the deflection. What a save that is from James. And then handed back to him by Kipper Bono. McCormick. In fact, it was Ashton Lee who got the strike away. He took a wicked deflection. And Josh James was there with the strong arms. We're still level. The ball's been lost in the media section down below us. We're back underway. Kipper Bono just chips one forwards. A little back heel was intended for Harding. Didn't find him though. And that's an aimless one that will give possession back to Burgess Hill Town. James plays it forward. Looking for Felix, but Lee will get there. And again, Bennett has to pop it out of play. Jumps around in frustration. Tuck looking for his first involvement in the game. And Felix gets onto that one. Felix twisting and turning, working the angle for the shot. His right foot saved. And eventually cleared away by Fields. Beck looks to keep the attack alive. Felix wanting the ball. He'd got himself onside and was in behind just then. Both keepers tested in the early stages of extra time. Here's Jonah. Gets the return from Cadman. Smith-Joseph now. Not allowed to turn. So 4 minutes into extra time. The 2 goal scorers, Wild and Murdoch, not on the pitch. Both those players having golden opportunities to get second goals today. And there's a free kick for a trip on Harding. And you don't want to give Wilson too many opportunities to put the ball in the box. He'll look to make them pay here. In fact, he's played it short to Beck. Lee read that pass all day long to Felix. James is coming across to meet the ball forwards, meet the clearance. And Felix does get a touch, flicks it round Lee. Wood was there. It's not going out of play. So asked a question of Bennett. Wilson looking to find Felix, and he does. Felix checks back, steps over, works along his left foot strike, gets a deflection, took the sting out of it. Once again, Lincoln was able to match up with a strike from Felix. That's 2 efforts now at the start of this extra time period for the tricky winger from QPR. Tuck. Here's Woods. Burgess Hill Town allowing Bogner to carry the ball in their own final third, but no further. You can see Wood's frustration not having a pass to play, but White has got a wizard foot, and here's a chance, bursting through a goal, just got trapped on the foot of left bridge, but he works it. Important block, that was from Jonah again, and then Cadman does the rest. Lovely improvised flick from Lethbridge, but Mewett couldn't find the finish, and he's still down in the box as Smith-Joseph goes at the other end. He's now back on his feet. Jonah finds Beck, he's got space to turn, instead he pings one out to this near side, and Felix will have another chance to have a go at Lee, and he gets past him, and he's going to go into the box. Felix, can he get across? He just chipped it to the back post when everyone came flooding to the front post. And Bognor Regis Town can breathe another sigh of relief, but there's no doubt about who the danger man is. Well, it looks like Smith-Joseph game is coming to an end. Farrell Ryder will be coming on to replace him. We just wondered if that injury was going to catch up with him. He was struggling with that calf towards the end of normal time, and it looks to have put pay to his game. He gives a round of applause, and it's well reciprocated by the Hillians fans in the stand. Over 1,600 people here today, don't forget, in the Sussex Senior Cup final. And Farrell Ryder scored a couple of goals in the run-in. Ultimately was a fruitless chase for Burgess Hill Town, who did take it to the last game of the season, but they needed something like a 16-goal swing over Wingate and Finchley on that final day, which they eventually lost, which also condemned fellow Sussex club Whitehawk to relegation as well. Lovely feet from Tuck, and he couldn't find the pass, and Beck picks it up. Wilson screaming for the ball in the middle of the park, and he tried to play one through. Mallorik gives chase. Has that gone out of play? Linesman was right on the spot. Just be a throw. Bennett will take it. Wilson looks around. He's got space. Goes back out to Bennett. And every opportunity they're looking for Phoenix and looking to test Lee. But this time's happy just to blast the ball out into the empty stands. Here's Bennett. Gets running outside. Lovely cross towards the back post. Cadman will keep it alive. Little cheeky ball through to Ryder. It comes back off him and will be a goal kick. So, Bognor Regis Town 1, Burgess Hill Town 1. 10 minutes of extra time played. Both keepers been tested. And here's White looking to do a bit more than that. But he got away from Jonah, but not his teammate, Kipio Bono. Those two solid to most things. Nice bit of footwork there from Tuck. McCormick. Tuck again. Looks to fire one through, but Beck provides the shield for Burgess Hill Town. And then they look to release Maloney. Felix ended up almost being a target by default. Running into trouble there was Gillott, and Felix, he thought about the shot from short. No, oh, the ball was there for Ryder. If Felix had looked up, Ryder was headed on the left, and White at the other end. Just got his pass wrong. And Lethbridge throws his arms up on this near side as well. Caught in two minds. The Bognor Regis Town skipper, Harding, though for Burgess Hill. Cadman. Ryder jinks and turns and gets past his man, drives the low cross, wins another corner. He's got those Burgess Hill Town fans cheering down below us. Wilson will go over to take the corner. Last few minutes of the first half of extra time. Nothing to separate the two teams. Until now, maybe. It's Wilson, curls one in under the keeper. And Lincoln gets a fist to it. Jonah, centre-back's going to take this one, which seems to think it's going to be a rocket launcher into the box. Just watch out for Ryder at the back post. This is something they've worked on. Doesn't reach any of the men in blue though. But Jonah looks to find Felix. It doesn't drop for him. And Maloney looks to relieve Lethbridge. He's trying to watch the ball over his shoulder. And it never really bounced for him. Ryder trying to bring it down. He couldn't win the throw either. A fascinating contest. Two teams that, on paper, you'd have Bognor Regis Town as the favourites. Lethbridge just couldn't bring under his stride again. And they have looked threatening. And they've been on top in stages, but you can't fault the heart and desire of this Burgess Hill Town team. They're rightly level in this game, giving as good as they're getting. Ryder comes short, gets the ball. Back heel turn, and he's run on ahead. There's a change of pace. Too much pace, it just runs out of play. So did get it across to Malloret. Both managers on the edge of their technical areas, just pacing, watching their teams battle it out in this Sussex Senior Cup final. Woods, back to Lee. Ball's on here for Tuck. Kipio Bono looks to hold up, cross towards the back post. Cappen's beaten to it, but never troubling the Burgess Hill Town goal. Beck calls for it and gets it short and looks to carry it forwards. He's a man with form in this competition for scoring an extra time winner. That 1-0 win over Eastbourne Borough. Ryder, has he found a bit of space? He has, there's a slip, he gets it across. There's no one in the blue shirt there, though there's two Bognor Regis Town players down. But instead, Maloney looks to play the ball through. Lethbridge, just 2 up, there's the support. It's Tuck! There it is! 2-1, Bognor Regis Town! You thought they were going to put the ball out of play. They've got 2 players down on the pitch, but they played on. And the 2 substitutes combine. Maloney found Tuck, who arrived late and slotted into the corner, the one place Josh James couldn't reach. And in the Sussex Senior Cup final, in the final minute of the first half of extra time, it's Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1. Well, what an inspired couple of substitutions from the Rocks manager. And there's just a couple of where Simon Wormel wasn't happy because his players switched off for the moment. They thought they were going to put the ball out of play. Maybe some shades of that crazy situation with Aston Villa and Leeds United, but I don't think it's that kind of situation. Just frustrations boiling out from his team, conceding a goal, battled so hard, and now have it all to do. So Doug Tuck could well be the match winner. His goal at the end in stoppage time in the first period of extra time. It's 2 Bognor Regis Town players receiving treatment. It could be game over for Ashton Lee. He's really suffering. And now it's the turn of the Rocks fans to sing in full voice. Well, Doug Tuck, a player who knows this club well. And when I say this club, I mean the stadium we're playing. Former Brighton Hove Albion player. He's played over 300 games for Bognor Regis Town at the age of 24 as well. And for any Albion fans listening, yes, he is the nephew of former Brighton defender Stuart Tuck. So quite a lengthy stoppage here. Looks like stretchers been called for, which is not a sight that anyone wants to see. What I can also see, Dan, believe me, is Steve Sargent being primed to come on. As will Thomas Scott for Bognor Regis Town. So there will be a double change happening, one for either team. It's a shell-shocked Burgess Hill Town team that have been made to wait a long time to restart, and as soon as we do, we'll have the whistle to end half-time and extra time. And with the cold settling in, a warm round of applause given by the Burgess Hill Town fans that are close by. Never a good sight to see. Player being stretchered off the pitch, as I said. Thomas Scott will come on, and it's Chad Field, the unfortunate player who's had to go off. His head's in his hands. I think Burgess Hill Town are going to wait to make their change, are they? Sargent's stripped off and ready to come on. He's just been told to sit back down. So we'll restart. What will only be a few seconds, I'm sure. Scott comes on. It was the other substitute, Tuck, who's made a real impact on this game, potentially scoring the winner. We'll have probably 20-30 seconds or so. But is that enough time? As Bennett finds Felix. Long stoppage in play. There's a lot of tired legs out there. Tuck, the goal scorer, deciding not to give chase. Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1, the Sussex Senior Cup final. Here's Jonah. Now Wilson. He's allowed space. The ball very much where Bognor Regis Town will want it. They've regrouped and settled with a back nine now. And half time and extra time. Doug Tuck's goal just before the break. We've had that lengthy stoppage. Chad Field leaving the game with an injury. But Tuck's goal could be the winner. It's Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1.
Another 15 minutes to play.
So after a brief break, we're back. The start of the second half, quick change for Burgess Hill Town. Steve Sargent, as I mentioned, is now on, and it's Wilson who's run his course in midfield. Burgess Hill Town have the work cut out to get themselves back into this one. But with 15 minutes to go, there's always a chance. They're going to take a risk. They've gone 3 at the back. Sargent just slotting in front of the back 3. Cadman is pushed forwards, gets the first touch, and he finds Ryder. Ryder, Burgess Hill Town on the attack immediately, look to find Becken. There's enough white shirts back there. It was the goal scorer, was back doing his defensive duties. Jonah finds Ryder. First time ball out to Cadman. Ryder's gone on ahead. White defending. It's Cadman. Positive moments in the first start of extra time here. Second part of extra time, Ryder and runs into trouble. McCormick lets the ball roll out of play. And that's what they need to do. They need to get at this defence, ask some questions. They've got 15 minutes or so with which to find an answer. Doug Tuck's goal looks to be the winner. Jonah strong against Mewitts. He wants a free kick. Referee waves him away. McCormick in no hurry to take this through. Up the line, flicked on by Lethbridge. There's Kepier Bono. The time Ryder had made the run in the centre, instead it's gone out towards Felix. He'll have to go some to keep that one in. Scott came short, instead it's gone long out towards Lethbridge. It's beaten to it in the air by Jonah. I feel that Bognor Regis Town will get a chance as Burgess Hill Town have to push on, looking for an equaliser. McCormick. Closed down by Cadman. Ryder, ball just spun away from him. And Malone and Mallory had already run on ahead. McCormick plays it up, and Cadman with a strong challenge with Mewett. Clipper Biono gets there ahead, and Mewett's down, and he's hurt. I think it's cramped no more. As the ball spread out towards Felix, who was under pressure. He's given the ball away. Maloney gets it back to Lee. White's now playing centre-back, the skipper. Instead it's pinged out towards this near side. McCormick just gets the toe in ahead of Ryder. Scott with a heavy pass to McCormick, he can't keep that in play. Bognor Regis Town give away an unnecessary throw that was then cheaply given away. White played round the corner. Lethbridge was offside, so did go for it. And Burgess Hill Town could come again. Cadman, loads of space on this near side. You can see they're trying to get the ball to Felix. It's a chip ball through that could work for Ryder. And Lee's forced to smash that away high into the stands over on that far side. It's taking up a nice position by the executive boxes. Sussex Senior Cup final, Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1. There's the sit back, Bennett with the cross. That did come off Mallory at last. Be a goal kick. "39 years since Jack Pearce won this competition for the first time. He looks to be doing it again. He's in his 50th year with the club, after both being player and manager, and player-manager. Lethbridge in behind. Jonah back to stand him up and win the ball off him. Cadman just had to wait for the ball. White will see the danger. Plays one to McCormick. Gillett gets the ball for the second time. Would have been a free kick. Tuck then plays the ball to release James. Is alert to it. Great starting position for the Burgess Hill Town stopper. Reading the danger. Almost acts as a sweeper back there for his team. And somehow Kilford got in there to break the attack up. That's just over the top, and a better ball then. Lethbridge would have been in. So less than 10 minutes for the Hillians to get themselves level, to bring this game to penalties, to keep themselves in this cup final. Sargent spreads it out to Felix. This time Lee gets back at him. Felix with a quick throw. Mallory. Now Felix. Cross in towards Ryder. Good break here for Cadman. He hits it first time. And you want to hit the target. Got to take the effort. Fell to him. Didn't quite catch it right. The chance goes begging. Lincoln taking his time. Eating away at this precious few seconds. Lethbridge with the flick on towards Mewett. Kipobiono across. Mewett looks like he's running on empty out there. Here's Sargent. Plays one up towards Ryder. It's just a tad too much on it. Pass in the midfield on that occasion. Just get the feeling they're going to get one opportunity. The way this game's panned out. It wasn't to be on that occasion. Jonah gets his head on it last. It will be a Bognor Regis Town throw. McCormick once again. Taking his time, trying to take the sting out of the game. Ryder does well against three white shirts. Sargent looks to release Felix. It's Maloney. Little pass with the outside of his boot to Scut. Kipobiono comes across and intercepts. Wood rose highest at the back for Bognor Regis Town. Nice from Gillott, and it's a second opportunity. Maloney. Here's Tuck. His goal looks to be the match winner. Oh dear! It just switched off for a minute, the Burgess Hill Town defence, and that allowed the full-back Ashton Lee to ghost in. He just couldn't pick out a man, and he's now out of position. And Beck finds Felix, and it's 4-on-4 as Felix goes charging towards the Bognor Regis Town penalty box. Gets across into the back post. It did come off Ryder. It took a little deflection its way through. It was a very difficult, tight angle to score from. At the other end there, Ashton Lee just had to get in behind the fence with ease. You just think, could he have picked out a white shirt and put this cup final to bed? Let their manager and their fans rest a bit easier. Still just one goal. Tuck's goal separating the two teams. Cadman couldn't find the head of Malaret. Harding trying to make something happen. And again, it's lost out to Gillett. Bono just allows the ball to bounce. Manaret gets it to Felix. Felix with a cross to Ryder. He was offside. Had he managed to bring it down. A few players suffering with cramp down there. Lincoln tries to release Mewett. He's not able to get off the ground. Beck comes short to receive the ball. Ryder just looking to find a pocket of space in the front line. Sargent plays it up to Manaret. Felix. White was there. Felix again, first time ball round the corner, looking for Manaret. He's contesting, comes off second best, but they'll have a throw. Felix looking to go on the outside, little back heel to Bennett. Sargent with a bit of space. Plays the give and go with Harding, and then looks to find Manaret, who's just held off. Woods showing his age and composure at the back. White to Mewett. Lethbridge is in acres in behind down the line. The ball instead hits the head of Jonah, and Beck can turn and go. And then he finds Felix. Felix goes on the outside. Defensive work from Maloney. Saw the danger, came back and helped out his fullback, and now skips away. And there's Lethbridge. He looked to get to Scott. Found a couple of blue shirts in his way. Beck gets it back to Bono. That's ball forward that would have gone through to Lincoln. Instead it's headed, and Felix has got the chance to put a cross in. It's Ryder with the touch. He didn't know much about it. Lincoln just eat up a few more seconds into the final 2 minutes. Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1. Wild and Tuck with the goals for the Rocks. And is that to be the end of the scoring? Harding just come off his foot. Lee gets it forward. Scott's running through the middle. Didn't go to him, instead it's Mewett. And now there's Lethbridge. He just about keeps it in play. And then he just holds the ball up, bound by the corner flag. Beck wins it back, and then he wins a free kick. And he gets on with the game quickly. That choice from Lethbridge earning a few boos from the crowd, and then he turns around and just gestures the scoreline to the Hillians faithful down below. Felix just ran ahead of him, and then he goes sliding in. Referee just noting that bit of frustration from the youngster. Mewett and Jonah jumping again. It's got to be now or never into the final minute. Jonah carries it forward, plays one up to Ryder. It's a tired looking pass, and White was there to pick it up, and Tuck plays one over the top. Maloney, James comes out, James will get there first. Bennett. Burgess Hill Town need a goal, and that loose pass isn't going to help their cause. 1 minute of added time in extra time. Bognor Regis Town have just gifted possession back to Burgess Hill Town. James will launch one forwards, up towards Ryder. Doesn't reach him, McCormick was there. Beck got there first. Jonah with his back to goal to James. He now plays one up. Ryder's muscled off the ball by Harvey White. Sargent again can't find a blue shirt, but Felix nips in. And that's exactly where Bognor Regis Town want the ball. Out for a throw-in into the stands. And that now could be that. Bognor Regis Town looks set to be winning this trophy, this famous trophy from 1883. They'll be winning it for a 9th time, barring a miracle. Referee Steve Hughes. Let's play continue. And then he does put a whistle to his mouth, and Tuck's goal at the end of the first period of extra time looks to have won it for the Rocks. It has won it for the Rocks. They have lifted the Sussex Senior Cup. Wild's goal sparked scenes of celebration after 4 minutes. Chance after chance was missed by the Rocks as they looked to run away with it in the first half, but they were made to pay when Murdoch tapped home from a few yards out. He levelled it going into the break. Nothing could separate the teams in normal time, but up stepped the substitute Tuck, who calmly slotted the ball into the corner, in off the post. He's won the game, won the cup for the Rocks. The final score in the Sussex Senior Challenge Cup final is Bognor Regis Town 2, Burgess Hill Town 1.
Very shortly, we will have the presentations. I think you'll all agree it was a fantastic game of football. In a few moments, we'll get the presentations underway. Very shortly, we'll get the presentations underway. The presentation partly is going to assist in his behalf in Baker, Chairman of the Sussex County Football Association. Alongside him is Mr. John Edwards, the Deputy Chairman of the Sussex County FA. Alongside him is Mr. Ken Edward, Chief Executive of the County FA. Alongside him is Mr. Paul Wood from Wood Construction. Alongside him is Charlie Wood from Wood Construction. Both teams very warmly applauded by their own set of supporters. He'll be presented by Matthew Baker. And now we'd like to invite the manager of tonight's winners from Bognor Regis Town, and that is Jack Pierce. And now the runners-up medals go to Burgess Hill Town. They'd like to come forward. And they'll be presented by Mr. Neil Luke from Ruben Luke Construction. Well played to Burgess Hill Town. You put up a great show. Well played. And lastly, a mark from their captain, could we have tonight's winning team from Bognor Regis Town? We'll leave their captain until last, as is customary. So now